In the shadowy depths of the Cold War, a legend was forged. Her name was Natasha Romanoff, but the world would come to know her by another name, the Black Widow. Fresh from the brutal training of the Red Room, she was the KGB's finest operative, a living weapon honed for espionage and assassination. Her skills were unmatched, her loyalty absolute. Now she faced her first true test, a mission that would define her career and set her on a collision course with destiny. The target, Professor Anton Vanko, a brilliant scientist who had defected to the West, taking his revolutionary research with him. The location, the heart of American innovation, Stark Industries. For Natasha, the objective was simple and deadly: infiltrate, eliminate, and escape. Natasha arrived in America not as a spy, but as a ghost. Shedding her Russian identity, she adopted a new persona, blending seamlessly into the bustling American landscape. Stark Industries, a fortress of technological marvels, was her new playground. For an ordinary person, its security was impenetrable. But for the Black Widow, it was merely a series of puzzles waiting to be solved. She studied the routines, the shift changes, the subtle tells of the guards. She exploited electronic vulnerabilities with the ease of a seasoned hacker and navigated physical barriers with the grace of a dancer. Each step was calculated, each movement precise. She was a phantom in the machine, slipping past motion sensors and pressure plates, her presence undetected, her purpose unknown. She moved through the gleaming corridors and sterile labs of Stark Industries like a whisper, a silent predator closing in on her prey. The employees she passed saw only a new face, another cog in the corporate wheel, never suspecting the lethal intent hidden behind her disarming smile. The deeper she went, the closer she got to Vanko's laboratory. The very air seemed to crackle with anticipation. This was her element, the thrilling dance of deception and danger. Inside the sprawling complex, Anton Vanko was oblivious to the approaching threat. He was a man consumed by his work, a genius who had traded one master for another, believing the freedom of the West would allow his vision to flourish. His lab was a sanctuary of equations and prototypes, a world away from the political games that now stalked him. He was guarded, of course, but the security was designed to keep corporate rivals out, not a state-sponsored assassin. Meanwhile, Natasha had reached the final checkpoint. She had bypassed the last of the conventional security measures, her path to Vanko's lab now clear. The scent of victory was in the air. She adjusted the small, silenced pistol hidden on her person, her heart rate steady, her focus absolute. This was the culmination of years of training, the final fatal move in a deadly chess game. She took a deep breath, ready to complete her mission and cement her status as the KGB's most formidable agent. The door to the lab slid open, but as she stepped into the lab, the world tilted on its axis. Standing between her and her target was not a security guard, but a gleaming titan of red and gold. Iron Man, the self-proclaimed protector of Stark Industries, the one variable she hadn't accounted for. A surge of adrenaline, cold and sharp, coursed through her veins. The mission parameters had changed. Before she could react, a repulsor blast seared the air, forcing her to dive for cover. The battle had begun. What followed was a breathtaking display of skill versus power. Natasha was a whirlwind of motion, her agility and martial prowess on full display. She used the environment to her advantage, weaving between lab equipment, turning scientific instruments into makeshift weapons. She dodged energy beams, deflected attacks, and closed the distance, striking at the suits, joints, and sensors with her Widow's Bite gauntlets, sending powerful electrical shocks through its system. For a moment, it seemed she might actually succeed. She was pushing Iron Man to his limits, exploiting weaknesses he didn't even know he had. But Tony Stark was not just a man in a suit. He was a genius with a home field advantage. The suit's AI, Jarvis, analyzed her fighting style, predicting her moves, countering her attacks. Iron Man's raw power began to overwhelm her acrobatic skill. He was a tank, an unstoppable force of technology. A wheel-aimed repulsor blast sent her flying across the room, crashing into a reinforced wall. Dazed but not defeated, Natasha knew she was outmatched. This wasn't a fight she could win. Not here, not now. The element of surprise was gone, and Stark's resources were endless. She saw Vanko being escorted away by security. Her primary objective, now impossible. It was time to retreat. Using a smoke pellet to obscure his sensors, she made her escape, vanishing back into the shadows from which she came, leaving Iron Man standing alone in a wrecked laboratory. Natasha's retreat was not a failure, but a strategic withdrawal. She had met an unexpected, formidable power and lived to tell the tale. The mission to assassinate Anton Vanko was a bust, but the intelligence she gathered was invaluable. She had faced the future, a world of superheroes and gods, and had held her own. This encounter at Stark Industries was a pivotal moment. It was the end of her first major field assignment, but it marked the true beginning of her story. It was the first thread in a long and complex tapestry that would eventually see her break free from the Red Room and question everything she had been taught. Her path would cross with Iron Man again, not as an enemy, but as an ally, a friend, and a fellow Avenger. This first explosive confrontation was the start of the Black Widow's journey from a cold-blooded assassin to one of Earth's mightiest heroes. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the secret history of the Black Widow, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the world of superheroes. Let me know in the comments what other character origins you'd love to see explored. Until next time, stay heroic.